Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew. So I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me. Baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge.
Okay, Coach. Well, from a city that normally gets only about 20 inches of snow a year, they're getting a pretty good wallop right now as we're at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Time to end it. Pop up. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Watch two. 6 man. Check curls.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Boy, an aggressive play call to start this game. It backfired, but aggressive, no question about that.
Is that one of those statement calls? Trying to let you know that they're going to be aggressive right out of the gate, but that one hung up just a little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. From the 44, Roethlisberger. He's got this complete to Ryan Switzer. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. Think about some of the memorable performances that Ben Roethlisberger has had over the years, and one of them came against the Ravens. He threw 6 touchdowns back in 2014 in a win against Baltimore. And actually, now that I think about it, that was on the heels of a 6-touchdown performance in a win over Indianapolis the week prior. So October of 2014 was kind to Big Ben. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Time go. Check this.
Now it's Hines. Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field. All right, this is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out.
That! 230. Watch the run.
They'll try to run with Hines. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Nyheim Hines, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Ready, and read. 22, check, over. 22, check, over. Ready, go.
On 3rd down, it's Grant. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Switzer. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Ravens, nothing. Chris Boswell to kick it off with the return.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Bud Dupree in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that will be incomplete. Well, shame on them, Coach Davis. They went against your advice. They threw the football, and now they're backed up to punt this away.
They're actually fortunate. They went against my advice, but they didn't turn it over, right? No takeaway for the defense. They'll punt it now. They probably could have gained a few yards if they ran it, though, and helped out with field position.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Ready? Black 20. 50. 53. Mike 53.
They'll run on 1st down. Hines. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I hope you brought your rest because I'm about to take you to school.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Ravens, nothing.
Here we go. Black 20. Check 53. Snickers 66. All day defense. All day.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Roethlisberger. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look.
50. Hey, Charlie. These two. 53 is the mic. You run.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
We always talk about, we always look for guys with fresh legs down the stretch of a long NFL season. Well, in Week 16, he's the AFC Player of the Week, and looks like he's going to be strong for Week 17 as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Jackson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let this one go. Deep left sideline. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Alert 3.
They will run with Grant. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Corey Grant, touchdown number 18 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Easy. Watch safety creeping.
Now a give, right side. It's Hines. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 72 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
It's just me and you.
They'll look to run with Connor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 21-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback. 0-0, Mike free.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 26-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now it's Roethlisberger. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Connor on 1st down, able to take this one forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down and 4, Roethlisberger. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Steelers 1st down.
Set. 230. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, let's go. Watch the floor. Watch the floor. Watch the floor. Double, double. Watch the floor. Watch the floor. Alert. 36. Hey, Smoke is there.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Connor. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
At the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's Hines. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Six plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal.
Under 10, 10.
On 3rd down, it's Hines. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Boswell's kick is good. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
What I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 43. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Hey. 4 down. Watch 2.
Throwing is Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. To throw is Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Roethlisberger. Complete to Washington. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Mike is 59. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Tucker now to add the point after. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. This is Hines, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
That's how we do, D.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 44, Roethlisberger to the right side to Eric Ebron. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 39.
First down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They run again with Hines. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Like 5. Easy. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down.
Here we go.
Let's check in with our referee.
Here we go.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Check 4.
Going with a big fullback. Wow. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Derek Watt, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw is Jackson. To throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people would think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Nyheim Hines with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Ravens 21. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 35-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
On 1st and 10 is counter. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
59, 59. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the 44, Roethlisberger. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Check. Hey, Delta. Check. 53. Watch the run. Watch the run. Out. No. 77. Hey, orbit.
Here's Roethlisberger. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Grant. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. Now Jackson completes it to Corey Grant.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. They get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Man, I got you. Check.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Now Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now it's Jackson. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. Throwing now is Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Corey Grant with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Rush in. Switch it. Come on, switch it. 6 guys.
On first down, Hines. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hines, and he'll be taken down at the 34. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Here's Hines on a toss play. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Come on, D.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Start. Black 20. Exit. Exit.
But, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for Pittsburgh, it'll end on an up note as they finish with a victory, but it was a season to forget as they wind up just 2-14. And they will